Hello.
Hello there. Good morning. It is a Sunday morning.
Yes, it is a gloomy Sunday morning, and we need something to cheer us up.
We do.
So we're gonna bake.
We're gonna do some grain-free, gluten-free,
not nut-free, not dairy-free unless you want it to be. Nut-free if you want it to be.
hot cross buns.
Yes, getting ready for Easter time. So
Now, I have never made hot cross buns before. Just letting you all know. I've never made hot cross buns. Mainly, I've eaten hot cross buns back in my wheat days, but not anything grain-free. So I'm excited about this.
Yay. All right.
So we are Quintessential Bakers.
Yes, we are. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Phoebe.
And we are excited to empower your gluten-free life, your grain-free life. And
so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we say hi to Jill. If you're still here, hi, Jill. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, so let's
come over to our blog, quintessentialbakersbaker.com, and gluten-free, grain-free blends. You'll have access to how many blends do we have? The baking guide.
There's like 3, technically 4 if you count the dusting blend.
Yeah. We have some exciting stuff going on here.
I know.
New York.
I want to tell you guys all about it, but I feel like we need to settle down.
But just know that there's a lot of cool stuff happening in the background.
That's right. Very exciting.
Okay,
let's get
started.
Shall we? Yes.
Let's do this.
The recipe over there. So today we're gonna make a half batch because grab the pan there.
Sure.
So if you make the full batch with the 600 grams of flour, you're going to be able to make like a standard 13 by 9 pan. And we just don't need that many hot cross buns right now. So we're going to just make a half batch and put it in, the pan that's still dirty.
Yeah.
So put it in a smaller pan. So like I have an 8 by 8 and we'll make the buns to go into there. So we're going to start out with, we've already measured out 300. I'm going to do all the math today, cut everything in half. 300 grams of the grain-free flour blend. This one happens to be version 2, if you're paying attention with the baking guide. This is flour in it. The recipe on the blog is actually called out that you can use the nut-free blend or one of the other blends. It all works. There's a slight adjustment with the amount of butter or oil that you put in. So we've got our 300 grams here that have already been measured out. Wait for Phoebe because she actually did like all the measuring of everything earlier, getting ready for you guys.
Drying our pan.
Drying the pan. Yeah. So I have like an 8 by 8, which is approximately half the amount of volume as the 13 by 9. So that's what we'll be filling up.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. So, do we actually need to use the
300
scale
grams? We don't need the scale because I measured everything.
We will for the liquid, but other than that,
yep,
we're
good.
Okay, so then we have our psyllium.
Yep.
60 grams, but we're doing
30.
it in half, so
yep.
30. We've already measured that out, so 30 grams of psyllium. And then we need some salt, which we need to measure.
Yep.
So
this is sugar.
Oh, right.
The salt we need a half a teaspoon of salt. Bam.
And
is that copyrighted? Is bamming copyrighted?
Don't tell. What's his name?
Okay.
At least you're not doing the salt.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So
well, let's get the yeast before.
Oh yeah, let's do the yeast.
So
one teaspoon.
1 teaspoon of instant yeast. You like the instant because you can mix it right in with the dry ingredients.
Yep. So it calls for a 1/4 cup for the full recipe. Mm-hmm. So this would be 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons
of sugar.
That's going in.
Okay.
Then we need a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Get that yummy flavor. Mm-hmm. Don't mind a little extra cinnamon.
It makes the buns like a nice brown.
And then this is
I'm
just gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Just do half of the half. Half of the half. It's all good.
There we go.
Okay. And then our raisins.
And raisins.
Okay. And you can use raisins. Currants is another traditional thing. Dried currants, or I've even seen recipes that have dried citron, which is like a like citrus peel.
Now, in a lot of recipes that you're adding the fruit, you kind of want to add the liquid and then fold the fruit in. But for this, you throw everything.
You want it all together
in.
because when you
Cool.
add that liquid, the psyllium starts doing its thing.
Yeah.
It starts gathering it all up, and you don't want to try to be throwing raisins in after it's already filled up.
Cool.
So, all right, so then we're gonna mix all that stuff together just until we can't tell the difference between the different ingredients.
Incorporation.
Yep, all in there, and then you want to measure out
The
the
liquid.
liquid stuff. So we're gonna do our eggs first because we want to know how much they weigh.
Right. So we crack our eggs into a receptacle and then add warm liquid. The recipe calls for milk or water. This time we're going to use water. And then you just want to make sure that your liquid measure is for the half batch is going to be 300 grams,
Right.
including the eggs.
Right. So we're going with very accurate liquid to dry ingredient ratios here. So that's why we include the eggs into the liquid measure. Because every egg is a little bit different, and you're going to end up with like a higher level of hydration or a lower level. And
Right.
rather
So
than
smart.
saying, "Oh, add a little more flour," whatever at the end, I just want to.
They're at 105 grams.
All right, so since we already have warm water, we can just add it directly to the eggs. If we hadn't already warmed our liquid, especially with milk, you don't want to like warm a bunch of milk and then not use it all. So you would just measure the, what is it, 195 grams into another container and then warm it up.
But this I'm just adding
Yeah,
2
since
to bring it up to the 300 grams.
Yes, since it's already warm water. Don't go over now.
Ooh, I'm not gonna go over. Yes, I did.
That's okay. 1 gram.
1
No
gram.
biggie. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're gonna add our fat, and you can either use butter or oil.
We're gonna use oil
We're gonna add
today.
it today.
So this is gonna be, so the buns themselves are gonna be dairy free. The icing that we make later is gonna have some dairy in it.
And that's
So
only because I don't
that's
have
all we
anything
have.
to replace the cream with. If I
Yeah.
wanted to crack open a can of coconut milk, I just don't feel like doing that for the small amount. So what is it? It's a quarter cup.
It's a quarter cup.
Okay. So you'd be, and it's not nut free. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right. So there's our fat.
Great.
And then we're going to add a little more flavor. I'm going to use orange essential oil, wild orange. If you don't have essential oil that is ingestible, you can use, here I am, essential oils. Of course you do. You can use zest. Like, let's see, it's 6 drops in the total recipe, so I would use like a couple teaspoons of zest. Yeah. Or whatever you like.
Flavor and flavoring. You can use the flavoring too, right?
Yes, you'd have to use a larger quantity because it's
Yeah.
not as strong. Like you can, I don't know. I don't know how much to use if you use like an extract. All right, so 1, 2, 3 drops. There we go. Okay, now that is our liquid dry, all ready to go. To mix this up and
Break up those eggs.
Yep, basically get the yolks all. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed in, but just make sure there's no chunky, lumpy bits of yolk. Okay. All right, and now we're all ready to go. We're going to do our standard technique of the whole thing all in, all at once.
So we're not using a stand mixer again.
Just because
We're
you don't
just gonna-
have to.
We're just gonna whip it.
Yep.
Old school.
Yep. Especially since this is a half batch. It's usually the bigger batches that it's like if you have the stand mixer or a mixer, it makes it much nicer to be able to get it all incorporated quickly enough. But this batter is a bit, so you're going to have some time to get it mixed in. Unlike the bagels last week, which is like sucks up the moisture right away and it's thick. So if you guys can see how it's already getting a bit firm just from the couple minutes of
That psyllium
Yep.
doing its job.
Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna make that into a bit of a lump here while we prep the countertop and get it ready to shape. So that is good to go. That'll
We don't
continue
need
to
this
firm up a
anymore.
little bit. Right now it's really sticky, but it'll be just a little bit less when we go to do this. So we can throw that.
Yep. Here's this.
Okay.
Give it a little dusting.
Yep. Just make sure we got a clean, nice surface ready to shape. So we're just going to coat this gently, lightly with some dusting flour. And that recipe's in the baking guide as well. And then we're going to dump out the dough right onto there in the middle.
I can smell the cinnamon. I think I'm smelling the orange too.
Mm-hmm. Such a good combo, right?
So good. So good. Is that like a classic, like hot cross bun has orange flavor in it?
You know,
Do you know?
I don't know now. Oh wait, I need to keep that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the kind of thing that I might have been inspired by the fact that sometimes you put citron in, and so there's a citrus flavor component, and then I just know that orange and cinnamon go nicely together, you know, all that kind of thing. Okay, so here we've got our lump, and I've just sort of gently rolled it into a log because it's kind of easy to divide a log evenly. So what we're going to shoot for is the number of buns that we want to make. And since we're making a half batch, and the pan that I happen to have is square instead of rectangular, I want the spacing of the buns to be nice and even. So instead of cutting the 16 or 12 buns in half, like you could choose between 16, like 3 rows of 4 or 4 rows of 4 in the big pan.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of cutting those into 6 or 8, because I have a square pan, I'm going to do 9, because then I can do 3 rows of 3.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If I'm making the large batch, is this the size the log should be but longer?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the width that it should be?
Exactly.
About this.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And it's not.
So, but then it would be longer, right?
Yeah, it would be twice as long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So 9 isn't as easy to divvy up as 8, but we're going to do our best. We're going to divide it into thirds and then thirds again. So that always, and break it down. See, like we're going to end up with some that are a little bit bigger over here than there, but you know what?
That's the wonkiness. That's where I come in.
It's all good. It's all going to taste just fine. So we're just making our lumps.
Ooh, it smells so good. It smells really good.
We need smell-o-vision.
It smells really good. So
right.
if you really like the orange flavor, you could kick it up.
You totally
right?
could. Yeah. And then you get all those benefits of orange oil, mood boosting.
All right, I'm rolling.
Okay. So yeah, we're just basically going to smoosh it into a circle. If the dough is a little gooey, you can kind of do that thing where you flatten it down and then fold it. And I think that's how I wrote it out in the instructions. But either way, it's just fine.
Cute little bunny bun.
I'm just going to round it up. Oh, we forgot to, we got to oil the pan. Yep. So we want to keep, and I'll just keep shaping.
I got this.
You know, round, just going around and around is just fine. Totally nothing fancy about the shaping. This one's a little bit bigger. That's okay. Oh, hey, Renee joined us. Welcome, Renee. I think you're brand new to our lives.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
We got an oil pan and we got buns.
All right, and we just have our little round thing going on here. And then we're just going to set them in. Give them
they're so
all,
cute.
Like, even spacing. And, you know.
Some of them are big.
Yeah,
some of them are small.
You know what? That gives people
the choice.
Options when they go to eat them. Do I want a bigger one or do I want a smaller one?
Cute little buns.
Yep.
Going in the pan.
Okay, so there is our little grid of buns. Now, be lightly covered with a plastic sheet, which I think is over there. Yeah, it's in there. And set in a warm place in your kitchen for about 45 minutes to an hour.
You can use a tea towel or a piece of plastic.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I like, so I can see what's going on. It's less likely to stick to the top, too.
Yeah.
So we're going to pretend like these have been rising for almost an hour. You had your oven preheated to 350 degrees. When the buns are all like almost doubled, looking nice and puffy, bumping in, starting to merge together a little bit. Then you're going to throw them in the oven for 5 after you brush on some egg wash. So
If you want to make these totally non-dairy, no egg,
well, we don't.
can you put flax eggs in those?
I would say go for it. Try it.
Might have to
For
try
sure.
that.
I don't see why it wouldn't work because, like with our, we've made that one. This dough is very similar to that, with no egg
And no
it works.
flax egg. We
And
didn't
no-
even
no, we
No,
didn't.
we didn't.
So
Okay,
I
cool.
encourage you guys to totally go experiment. Like,
And let us know like
Yeah, what
you
works.
found with the flour blends, and like if you doctor it to your diet needs by eliminating the eggs or eliminated milk or however you're doing it.
Right.
Let us know. We're
Yeah,
interested
go-
in knowing what your experiments
go
are like.
into the comments on the blog post that has the recipe and give us your feedback,
Yes.
ask your questions, like everything there. Like our goal and mission here is to create a community of quintessential bakers who are trying to make awesome grain-free goodness together. You know, I've done a lot of work for like seven, almost 8 years now. I've been baking for a lot longer than that, but I went gluten-free about that long ago. And, you know, I've been doing my thing, but my main focus hasn't been dairy-free or egg-free. And then Phoebe came along, and for a while there, you guys weren't eating any eggs, or
Right.
your
So-
Mateo wasn't eating any eggs.
Yep.
And so I'm interested now, and I'm also interested in feeding everyone. I just want everyone to be able to eat. So,
Yeah.
put your comments and stuff in the box.
Okay, so do we want to make the icing?
Yes.
Okay, let's make icing.
I'm gonna just
Give that a little
this
wipe down.
Yep.
I guess what I was getting at
Oh,
is then if you make these dairy free, egg free, then what kind of wash do you put on them?
Oh, you could just do anything. Just give it a little extra
Something to
color and
Mhm.
shininess. Yeah,
great.
definitely. They won't be they won't have a shine as much as the egg would give them, but they'll brown a little bit better.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so now we've got
We've got some powdered sugar already measured out. We went ahead and did a full batch of the icing because we've got a batch we baked earlier to show you guys in a few minutes, and then we have the one that is rising and will be baked later. So we've got our, what was it, a half
a pound of
powdered
sugar,
Yep.
and then we need a quarter cup of cream. I'm not sure there's enough in
Oh, I got another one. Just go ahead and measure it and
Okay.
grab it more if you need it. Is it perfect?
No,
No?
it's not perfect.
All right.
But
Oh, well. Life isn't perfect.
nope. It's all good.
There we go.
All right.
There is always more cream in this house. Except when there isn't, and then I have to go to the
Okay,
grocery
there you go. Now we got a quarter cup of cream.
Can't live without the cream.
And then we need a teaspoon of vanilla.
Teaspoon of vanilla.
Oh,
There's that. And so you measure that out, and I'm just gonna say that I use
I'm just gonna put it in here.
a drop of
Lemon.
lemon oil. Is it 2 drops?
You did
And we are making a full batch. So yeah, lemon oil. Again, lemon extract would be what I would substitute for if you don't have lemon oil, because this isn't a situation where you want to see the zest. So like maybe like a half a teaspoon of lemon extract would work for this. But I like the full-on punch of flavor that lemon oil gives.
And then a pinch of salt.
Pinch. Okay, and then we're just gonna throw that all together. Mix it up, and it should be, what you're going for is a firm that'll hold its shape, level of stiffness.
Mhm.
And what we're gonna do is put it, we forgot to grab a bag. I'll grab that after I mix it. Or if you wanna go over in the drawer right over there.
Sure.
Little snack bags. So you take like a little plastic bag. If you don't have a piping bag, and you're gonna put the icing into the bag and then snip off the corner just a little bit so that you can squeeze out a line of the icing to make your crosses on top of your hot cross buns. Okay, so this is something that, if depending on moisture levels and how accurate you are with the measurement of your cream, you know, whether you scrape out your measuring cup or not, you're going to get a slightly different like level of
Moisture content.
moisture. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can totally adjust this when you get it to the point where it's all mixed together and you're like, you know what, this seems a little bit runny. I'm going to add more powdered sugar, or you know what, I'm not going to be able to squeeze this easily. This seems to be just about perfect. Yeah. So, okay, you got a big one. I have smaller ones, but everyone doesn't always have the snack size. So most people will have like a quart size bag and it works just fine. So here's a trick, you guys. If you're going to use a plastic bag, it's kind of hard to get it in. So you put your hand inside out and then just lob it right into your hand. And once you've got it all in there, turn it right back, right side out again.
Nice.
Blah. And then you're going to close it off because once you start squeezing it around, you don't want it to accidentally explode out the side. Here, we can set that aside. And then I just sort of push it all down towards one corner. So it's all down near this corner. And we grab, of course, the scissors. Oh, they're over by the sink. I'm making Phoebe run around a lot today, waking her up. This gloomy morning, we need a little exercise. So we've got our tip there. We're just going to cut off a wee bit. It's always better to start small and then say, oh, this needs to be bigger than the other way around.
And then with the magic of
television,
bum,
we've got some hot cross buns that we made earlier. Now, I messed up, and I just want to show you guys. I was making the nut-free version, and I forgot to adjust the level of the butter. Oil. And I actually used milk and butter in this one. And so I put whatever the half of the recipe, the half a cup versus the 3/4 cup version. So this is shy a couple tablespoons of butter. What happened was they didn't rise. They were too tight. If you bake with wheat, used to a dough that's firm, and as you let it sit to rise, it will expand. This dough, if it's too firm in the beginning, it doesn't move very much. So we've got these little itty bitty buns that did not like run into each other in the pan as they were rising. And then we ran out of time. We were like, we're just going to throw them in the oven, and we're going to be like, you know what? Sometimes things don't work out. And it's okay because if you can count, there's 8 here instead of 9. I tried one. It's perfectly fine. It's a little bit denser, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. So
they look cute,
right? Little cute buns.
They're cute buns. I don't want to tilt the plate too much because
don't want to slide. But we'll just show you, like, you've got your little bag here, and you can just squeeze out a little crisscross. And you know, obviously, your tradition. This is based on the cross. And if you're not Christian, doesn't mean you can't have some yummy hot cross buns on your Easter brunch table. And you might do something fun like draw a spiral or something a little more earthy. That's what I like to do. So there you go. You can just have fun decorating them up the way you like.
Nice.
Yes. So
should we break one open to show them?
Yeah.
Like what it looks like?
Yeah.
Inside?
I mean, this is not ideal.
Yeah.
But we can break it open and show you how, even though I messed up and I didn't put enough fat in there, it's still a nice, yummy little bun and worth serving. No matter what. Yep.
Still tastes good.
Still tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yay.
Okay.
Well, that was short and sweet.
It was. Stay tuned for our awesome announcements that are going to be coming up soon enough.
Yes.
And
next week is Easter.
So we won't be doing a live video.
No live. And the recipe that's coming out is waffles. You guys all know how to make waffles.
Yep.
Easy peasy. So
is this going to be the waffle and pancake batter mix?
Mm-hmm.
No, just waffles.
Things.
Okay.
So we already have a fluffy pancake recipe.
Yep, on the blog.
This is going to be the waffle recipe.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good. They're like so crispy and yummy. And yeah.
So get your waffle iron warmed up for...
Yep. If you don't already have the flours, get your baking guide, order up some flours. Nuts.com is my preferred source, and they're so fast with the shipping. So you'll be all ready by Easter.
Sounds good.
Yay.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
We'll see you guys soon.